there appears to be a little bit of tension between the president and his vice president. So there's been a couple of rumors, some reports going on about a little bit of tension, which might even end up in the removal of Mike Pence from the 2020 ticket. Now, look, again, the reports go into, that's it's fairly unlikely, but this tension is enough for at least for Trump to start asking that question. So that's interesting. So now, what's interesting about that is the timing as well. So, according to the report, for at least a few months, or no, not just a few months, more than a few months, ever since 2018, where Republicans got basically crushed by the Democratic blue wave, you've had Trump thinking, I might be in a little bit of trouble. Uh-oh. And of course, here you have Mike Pence doing everything he can to try to stay on the ticket because Pence might have his own ambitions, which feed into this. So now Pence, of course, is like, oh, no, I'm not doing it. I don't have any ambitions. I'm here to serve the president of the United States. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to visit Dunburg in Ireland uh, at one of Donald Trump's resorts. Now, that is about 100 miles away from where I'm supposed to be, but I'm staying in Donald Trump resort, and it's a wonderful, excellent resort. I love staying there and spending taxpayer money there that goes right into Donald Trump's pocket. Hmm. But anyway, let me give you some context here because this is an amazing story. Behind the scenes, tensions have been mounting among Trump, Pence, and their top advisors since the GOP's losses in the 2018 midterms. In the weeks afterwards, Trump asked aides about replacing Mike Pence on the ticket. Now, that's a big story. If true, huge, huge. And he asked again for their thoughts on Pence during his August vacation at his golf course in Bedminster, New Jersey, according to Trump advisors who spoke in the condition of anonymity to talk about private discussions with the president. So there's this first 2018, there were talks like, oh man, Mike Pence. Oof, I don't know about this guy, right? I don't know about Mike. Uh, he's kind of Mike's kind of worrying me a little bit. I don't know if I should go with Mike Pence or not. Well, okay, well, look, if you're not with Mike Pence, then who would you actually put a ticket with? The word is actually Nikki Haley. Now, that's a very interesting choice, and I'm going to get into the details of why and who is actually pushing that choice. Because it's not just Donald Trump on his own, because of course, right? So now, Nikki Haley, very interesting. So the word is that basically they're looking for someone, a woman, to be on the ticket with Donald Trump. Now, whose idea does that sound like? Now, if you guessed Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump, you would be 100% correct. Apparently, they want Nikki Haley so that she can help Donald Trump win back the suburbs in 2020. And of course, it's Kushner and Ivanka. Look, they have been they've been trying to build themselves as power brokers in Washington, right? Now, that's basically what their actual job has been, is to basically weed out anybody who's not loyal enough to the Trumps, to them specifically, and to try to position themselves as kingmakers, right? So I asked what they actually do. They're informal advisors, right, to the president. But in reality, this is what they're doing, right? And look, they've been actually part of some of the, fairly big departures. In fact, you had Reince Priebus, as well as former Chief of Staff Steve Bannon. So now I despise Steve Bannon. I'm glad he's gone, but still, that was orchestrated by Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. So here's Kushner and Ivanka deciding basically who can stay and pushing out people that they don't like. I think there was also maybe they pushed out Scaramucci, or was it Lewandowski? Oh, maybe both. So anyway, what's going on there is a very interesting dynamic. Okay. So not only that, but Kushner and Ivanka, as well as campaign manager Brad Parscale, have apparently sidelined Vice President Pence's top political aides in the re-election campaign, according to Trump campaign advisors. So now you have the three of them, the campaign advisor, Parscale, teaming up and saying, we're going to sideline these guys because we might not have them on the ticket. More intrigue. Awesome. A Pence advisor also noted that they have had some trouble working with Trump's campaign over the past year. So now these rumors are very worrisome towards the vice president's camp, right? According to Trump and Pence campaign advisors who spoke on background for the story. So now, what's the White House saying? Well, they're saying nothing here. Pence and Trump get along beautifully. The teams get along beautifully. That well-oiled machine, and any word of dissension is, quote, fake news. Oh, it's 100% real. It's happening. You know it's happening. You know they're at least having these discussions. That doesn't mean Pence is going to be kicked off the ticket, but it does mean that there are people that are having this conversation and that Pence is probably trying to hold on for dear life. How many times have we seen this before? Fake news, fake news, fake news. Oh, and guess what? It keeps happening. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. Whenever he says fake news, it's not fake news. So that's interesting. So now here's more of what's allegedly being said. The perception is that Pence's team is difficult to work with, said one Trump advisor. So they're having a hard time working with each other. The advisor also noted that in his talks with Trump, the president has occasionally asked what the advisor thinks of Pence and his aides, as I mentioned earlier. That just doesn't come up organically. Somebody is saying that to the president, and that would be Jared and Ivanka. There are certain pockets out there, according to a Pence advisor, that want to solve their problems by replacing the running mate. The Pence advisor also noted that Trump would automatically keep the support of transactional evangelicals, televangelists like John Hagee and Jerry Falwell Jr., heir to the moral majority founded by his father. But Pence is essential to keeping quiet, less political evangelical voters in the fold for Trump. And of course, look, that's the reason why Pence was on the ticket in the first place, because he appeals to evangelicals. And so, again, there's a big section of evangelicals that will go with Trump no matter what. But Mike Pence, he's keeping the other guys in line and saying, "Oh no. So I'm the one that's keeping Trump in check with his morality, ha ha ha, and I'm the one that look, you're gonna vote for Trump and Pence. I'm here, and it's that's why you're gonna vote for me." I mean, essentially, he's got the support of evangelicals because he is one of them. So now, what's interesting is the admission, right, that this is all about keeping a certain section of the evangelical vote. In fact, Trump says this: I think Mike Pence has been an outstanding VP. I think that he's been incredible in terms of the love that a lot of people, especially if you look at the evangelicals and so many others, they really have a great respect for the vice president. And so do I, and so do I think most people. Okay. Another quote here from an RNC member, by the way, that kind of disputes that as far as all the love. This RNC member who helped secure Pence's place in the Trump ticket in 2016 and is fighting for him to stay there in 2020 said that, quote, Pence is on a tightrope. If he takes Mike Pence off the ticket, that would be just despicable. The RNC member also added that Pence's team appears worried that the relationship with the president, people come into the VP's office trying to find out what's going on with Trump, and he can't give them an answer. So now it gets to the most interesting part about this. Why are they even beefing in the first place? Again, it seems like, look, he gets the evangelical vote, and the quieter evangelicals with Mike Pence. And then Mike Pence, of course, gets to stay quiet and basically stay in his lane and worry about things on a more spiritual level, right? Well, The tension is from, let me go to one former advisor to Trump and Pence, said that Trump would more warmly embrace the vice president in public if Pence simply announced that he wasn't planning a run for president. Trump, the former advisor noted, hates aides who display more ambition than him. He said all this would go away if he announced he wasn't running for president in 2024. Not 2020, 2024. Donald Trump can't run in 2024. I mean, if he were to win 2020, then he would not be able to run 20. Now, if he were to lose 2020, then he would be open to running in 2024, sure. Assuming he still has his mental faculties at that point. But look, and I'm not trying to be ageist there. It's just, come on, his mental state is deteriorating in real time as we speak. So that's why I put that out there. But look, if he wins in 2020, then he can't run in 2024. Why does he care about Pence? Maybe if he's trying to run in 2024, if he loses 2020, then that might make a little sense. But at the same time, he's your vice president now, and normally it's pretty normal for a vice president to try to run for re-election after the president. I mean, look at Biden. I mean, Biden, sure, he didn't run in 2016 because of the death of his son, Beau Biden, from cancer. So I totally understand that. But come on. He wants, basically, I think what Trump wants is, again, for Pence to have no ambition for office whatsoever and to promise that he will not run for president basically ever. And why would that be? Either he wants to run himself for a third term or do the other scenarios that I mentioned. And by the way, he's joked about running for a third term. And that's despite it being illegal, but Donald Trump breaks laws all the time, so he doesn't actually care. Or more importantly, he wants Don Jr. or Ivanka to run in 2024. Now, can you imagine? That's not outside the realm of possibility. So, that's interesting. If it's true, and he ends up kicking Pence off the ticket, that would be, for one, I think, not good for his campaign. Because he would lose a certain section of evangelical support that he desperately needs right now. And he wouldn't get some of these suburban voters that Nikki Haley would promise to bring in, because it's still Donald Trump on the top of the ticket. But look, even if he tries to do so, it's going to be harmful. But it would be just another casualty of Donald Trump's massive, massive ego. And it really is telling about who this guy really is. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.